Jai Kumarji, I got some basic doubt, not pertaining to this lecture, about Sankhya philosophy and who is the author, what is the explanation, why the second chapter called Sankhya Yoga. Could you please explain?
Yeah, Sankhya Yoga is attributed to Kapila Muni. Okay.
Kapila Muni, yes.
Okay, attributed to Kapila Muni. Yeah, just like any word has many meanings. Okay. And so Sankhya also has many meanings. And even otherwise, Sankhya means knowledge, really speaking. Sankhya is knowledge.
Yeah.
And they chose to call that Darshana as Sankhya Darshana. They chose to use that word. Nothing wrong with that. Sankhya Darshana. But here Sankhya means Jnana. Sankhya Yogo Nama Dvitiyo Dhyayaha. Correct?
Yes.
And so here the chapter is called Sankhya Yoga. Kapila's vision is called Sankhya Darshana. And this happens to be two same word used in two different places. And they also think it's knowledge, no doubt. They're not talking mumbo jumbo. They're also talking knowledge. And so there is just a coincidence like that. They use a word like that. Yeah.
But both the Sankhya is different meaning. Is it like Kapila Mahamuni? He explains the whole thing, Tattvas of Sanatana Dharma, and basic concept of our way of living, how Vedas are derived. Does it imply in second chapter or completely different?
No. Completely different.
Okay, that was the confusion I had.
Correct.
Because first I thought, why he called Sankhya? In Kannada, Sankhya is a number. And I was always getting confused. Then he comes back to second chapter when he tries that, when he tells about Atma and Karma and everything else. Why did they call it Sankhya? Then it makes sense to me. It's knowledge or knowledge. And like many chapters here has a very appropriate naming, but it was little bit confusion. Second chapter.
Correct.
And Kapila's Sankhya is more aligned to Advaita than Advaita.
Yes. You're right.
And they have Nirishwara and Ishvara also. Sai Ishvara. Sankhya. Yeah. So they are not, they're all Tarkikas. So for the Tarka is a Pramanam rather than Veda. Rather than Veda is an important deviation from us. Okay. For us, Veda is a Pramanam. What we say is, by logic, you cannot derive the infinite from the finite. Which is true. Any mathematician will agree with that. Any scientist will agree with it. You cannot logically prove, therefore, I am Atma Purnaha. You can't say that. You can't say that. Impossible. Why? Because Purnatvam is infinite, complete. And complete cannot be derived from incompleteness. Correct?
Yes.
And so Veda is a pramanam for it. You have to start with the Veda. Salvam Kalvidam Brahma Tattvamasi. Then only we have to think, oh, how is Tattvamasi possible? Yeah. So that is why it's important. We are Dvaita Vedanta is very unique from that perspective. Yeah.
Thank you, Jai Kumarji. Thank you.
Yeah, Maheshji.
Yeah. Jai Kumarji, my question is, we in the last class or the previous one, we said one cannot create, God cannot create anything, even a drop of water out of nothing. But some time ago, we learned about this Vivarta Upadana Karanam, Parinami Upadana Karanam and all. So the material cause and the material or the intelligent being are the same. Or like we tell by the example of Purnanami. So how is that different from this statement?
No, it's not different.
Okay.
It's not different. Identical, really speaking. Because you need material for the creation. And the material part is ignored by the Abrahamics. That is why they get away by saying, world got created out of nothing. We say it's not possible to create anything out of nothing. And so, Vivarta Upadana Karanam. So, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. This is what we mentioned long ago.
Right.
Means what? Just like the spider is able to create the web out of itself, the material is itself, and the creation, the creator also is itself, of course. And just an example, not a perfect example, but good enough to understand that the material is coming from itself.
Oneself.
Yeah. And so Vivartam. So therefore we can see that, hey, God is all pervasive. That is fantastic. This example gives us that. And material has to be there for this creation. Therefore, manifestation and manifestation is the only way to explain it. No other way to explain it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So same. So related. Vivartam is so Vivartam. So I did not explain the word here. So there are two kinds of Upadana Karanam. Material cause, two types. One is Parinami Upadana Karanam, means a material that is used to create whatever, create any object. That material undergoes change. Like any of your plastic bags and this and that, and the material has undergone change and then it has come to a particular form. And all the chemical molecules have undergone changes. And then some molecule is created, etc. from the others, undergone change. Material is very much there, but undergone change, parinami. Like milk is a raw material for yogurt, but parinami. Therefore, parinami means you can't recover the raw material. Raw material is gone. So some of these darshanas, they say God, Brahman has changed, transformed in the process of creation. But then what we say is, it's not Parinami Upadana Karanam. Bhagavan is Vivarta Upadana Karanam. Vivarta means having manifested without undergoing change. Without undergoing change. Very important. Just like my dream. I create the dream. I am the creator. And I am the Nimitta Karanam and Upadana Karanam also, but then I don't change in the process. I come back, unmanifest, then manifest. So, like water does not change to become the ocean, water continues to remain. Just some examples. And so, Vivarta Upadana Karanam. To answer that word Vivarta that Mahesh used, in case some of you forgot. So these shlokas that we are studying are significant because of these ideas that define our idea of life and creation and so forth.
So Jaykumarji, when you say helplessly or necessarily, why is Brahman helpless? Is it because the samashti karma dictates what the creation should be?
Correct. Yatha karma, yatha shrutam.
So that is where he is helpless, or like he has to follow the samashti karma.
Yeah, Bhagavan doesn't even have a mind.
Yeah, he's just the karma dhaksha.
Yeah, all laws. Bhagavan is all laws, and so laws are operating. There's no need to, asangaha. So therefore, you need a mind, you need a form, you need an entity in order to say, oh, are you agent, karta, bhokta, all these ideas will come. But that does not apply at all for Bhagavan. And we can also say the same thing.
In what way?
In what way? Once I recognize my Atma, then I can say the same thing that Bhagavan says.
Okay.
I am Srishtikarta. Means what? Same. Prabhavaha pralayastata. Means what? Hey, Atma is there. I am that same Atma.
Tattva wise, we are same. Tattva wise, we are same. Upada, like the
correct. Tattva
wise might be different, but Tattva is the same.
Tattva is the same. Tattva wise, I am saying, and I am the Tattva also. I'm not saying I'm just changing a point of view. No, it's not a point of view. I am that Atma. Either I am the body or I'm Atma. If I'm not the body, I must be Atma.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so it's very significant. Very
I mean,
significant.
few months ago, we did discuss at length this, whether God has free will or not, right? So that's, we said he is helpless, or at that time, we used the word helpless. That if he has to take, I mean, by law or by other reason, he makes an avatar or he does things. He is also Vivashaha. That's
Veshaha, correct. So that's why Avatar also created by the prayers of Jivas only. Very important. Very important. That is why we can't wash our hands off, right? We can't wash
in the
our hands.
Satsang, we had a long discussion whether God has a free will or not.
Yeah, we had a long discussion. Yes.
Yeah, very, very fantastic. These concepts these are not concepts anymore. This is reality. Now we are getting into reality.
Example of God doesn't have the free will is Shiva. You ask anything, any bhakta, he doesn't have no choice other than blessing him.
Correct. Exactly. There you go. No choice. Bhagavan has no choice. If you ask, he has to give. Because if Bhagavan says no, then what happens? Bhagavan is accepting, wait a minute, I'm not really almighty. I'm very mighty, but not almighty, you know. Anyway, that's good. Yeah, Vaidya, go ahead.
The moment we got to the conclusion that God doesn't have the free will, and then I was the one proponent of God has the will. Then afterwards, when he explained, then I remembered Shiva. And he is always in trouble. Shiva gives the boon and then somebody goes after him. Then I realized that God doesn't have the free will.
Exactly. There you go. So you answered your own question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And Shiva is therefore called what?
Ashutoshi.
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 Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was just thinking, so Vivarta Upadana Karanam, Ishvara does not change when the manifestation occurs. That is like clay doesn't change when the pot manifestation occurs, right? It's like that.
Correct. Not a perfect example. Clay also undergoes some change, but for us, for our purposes, it works.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Clay is a very good example for that.
Or the gold to gold ornament. That's maybe a better example.
Gold, yeah. I think Ramesh ji also said that's a better example some time ago. So I remember that. Gold, we can use gold also. I'm kind of curious because which one gets oxidized more, gold or clay?
It
is
is
clay.
clay.
It is clay.
Clay.
Clay will
Even
get
though
oxidized?
similar.
Really,
Yes.
silica gets oxidized more?
Yeah. It does.
Gold is inert.
Yeah,
It does
yeah.
change.
Gold doesn't oxidize. Yeah.
Gold is inert material.
No, it's not inert.
No,
It's
gold
not
is
inert.
not.
Gold is not
It
inert.
cannot.
Right?
We cannot change the gold, whatever the form is there. It's a basic chemistry. We cannot change it. But
I mean,
clay
gold can
be.
dissolve in 1/3 nitric acid on 2/3 sulfuric acid, right? There's a solution name for that. You dissolve the gold.
Right. So gold can change. The question now is by itself, leaving things as it is, you know, sand and gold. Gold oxide is there. Gold is covered by gold oxide. That's why gold does not rust, etc. Because gold oxide is the one that protects that gold. Okay, it's also there. So, just curious. That's all.
No, the reason is, Jagamaji, because when gold is made to an ornament, and whatever you do to heat it to make it flexible, that temperature is not enough for gold to get oxidized. Whereas in clay, at that temperature, it gets converted to some other form. That's why the clay, or brick or anything, when you bend, yeah, it is clay, but you cannot bring it back to the clay it was from which you made.
I see.
There is a chemical change. It becomes more the outer oxygen or the elements
Yeah.
gets changed. Just
So
like
the-
silica becomes glass.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So the recycled bricks can be used to make bricks, but that brick will be of lower quality than this.
Lower strength or quality because something binds them together.
Yeah, that's right.
What about water, wave, and ocean?
That's also a good example.
Yeah, what is a good example? What is a good example?
But I was thinking, Jaykumarji, like the similar way, money and everything, we need the money, like clay. But why people, they won't use the same example of money? To have everything in the life, you need the money, but other way is not true.
See, here we are talking about the material.
Materialistic,
with
yes.
which a product is made. Material with which product is made. Using which a product is made. The content of an object. That is the idea here.
Yes, yes.
So that's the reason. That's why gold is a content, 100% gold in an ornament, 100% clay in a pot, 100% water in ocean, like etc. So that's the example. Money may not fit that example.
Thank you.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Dhanvantaraye Amrita Kalasahastaya Sarvamaya Vinashanaya Trailokyanataya Shri Mahavishnave Namaha.
Dhanyavadaha, Jaykumarji.